Hello students, yesterday we have started the lesson number 9, that is the heat. Okay, and under this lesson we seen the activities given here above, and today we will see modes of transfer of heat. Mode of heat transfer, and which are those modes? First, conduction, convection and the radiation. These are the three modes of the transfer of heat. So we will understand it one by one. So first it is the, if you see here in the picture, you will notice that here it is the, some rods are taken. They are different color, means it is made up of different material. Okay, and here there are some pins are there. It get what's stuck to these rods by using the wax. And here heat is providing to the one end of the rod. And then what happens? What is your observe? What will happen? You just tell me. So which pins will fall first? First these pins will first, or that side will pins will first fall at first? Yes, correct. That is the pins which comes at first, those will first fall at first. So first, when we are providing heat to here, these pins are falling at first. Then this falls. Then next, in that way, all the pins fall, but it at different time interval. Means whenever we are providing heat at these places, the heat we are providing here, we are not providing the heat to here or anywhere. So what happens when we are providing heat to it, one by one the pins are falling from different places. Okay, and why this happen? Because there is only one reason, and that reason is the what? Heat transfer. So here we will see the experiment which is given here. Bars of the stainless steel, aluminium and the copper. So here the three rods are there. One is the aluminium, one is the copper, and another it is the steel. Okay, and we have to take some pins and we have to stick these pins with the by using candle wax. We have to stick these pins. Take a stainless steel or iron, copper or aluminium bar, each of 30 cm long, having the same shape. These are the rods of 30 cm long. Apply the wax spot with the help of candle at a distance of 2 cm. So the distance between this is equal to 2 cm. Then what we have to do, from each other on all the three bars, stick a pin each of these spots. And now we have to stick the pin on the all three bars. Stick a pin each of these spot so that it upright. Okay, now insert the end of all three bars into a flame at the same time. Okay, same time. Now what we have to do? What do you see? As I told you, the pins are falling, but which rod's pins are falling at first? Steel, aluminium or copper? That is also important. So which pin falls first? Which rod's pin fall first? That is the very good conductor of the heat. All are the conductors of heat, but the good conductor is which the pin falls at first. That we will see what is given in the explanation. Now what we have to, stick the pin each of the spot that is upright. Now insert the end of all three bars into the flame at the same time. Observe for a while. What do you see? From which bar do the pins starts falling first? Okay, so here what they told you, pins fall starting from end near the burner. Which is near to the burner, from that end first pin is falling. It means that the transfer of heat takes place from hot end to the bar or to the cold end. This transfer of heat from the hot part to the of an object to the cold part is called as a conduction. So in the solid substances inside, if the heat is transferred, suppose this rod is there and we are providing heat to it, it get heat, it becomes hotter from here to here, and this heat transfer is called as a conduction of a heat. Okay, so the definition is that the transfer of heat from hot part of an object to the cold part of the object is called as a conduction. So this is a definition of conduction. Okay, transfer of heat from hot part of the object to the cold part of the object, it is called as a conduction. Okay, now we will move towards the next part. The pins, and one more thing is given here. The pins on the copper bar start falling first. Means copper is there. It is a very good conductor of heat because pins fall at first. The pins on the steel bar falls comparatively late. Means first coppers fall, then aluminium, and then steel. From this what we are understanding, copper is a good conductor of heat. Okay, then aluminum is and steel also conductors of it, but not as good as a copper, but they are the conductors of heat. Then heat conducted quickly through the copper. Conduction of the heat through the substance depend upon the property of that substance. The conduction takes place through the solid substances, shows that medium is required for the conduction of heat. So for the conduction means if the heat get transferred inside the solid substances, then it is called as a conduction of heat. And for the conduction of heat, what is required? That is medium is necessary for the conduction of heat. Okay, understood all of you? Next, it is the how does transfer of heat takes place through a liquid. Now that we seen about the solid inside what takes place, conduction is takes place. Now what about the liquid? How does the transfer of heat takes place through the liquid? Now liquid inside how heat is transferred, that we will see. And for that we have to take a beaker, potassium permanganate crystals, to see if they are colorful. When we add in the water, its color what happens? Changes. And next we have to take permanganate and the water burner we have to take. So first of all, what we have to take a water in a beaker and provide heat to it. And then this is the tripod stand. And what we have to do here, after some time, what happens, we have to add some crystals of the potassium permanganate to understand how the transfer of heat takes place. So some water in the beaker, take some water in the beaker, heat the beaker slowly on a gas burner. Drop few crystals of potassium permanganate into the water, and now watch water in the beaker carefully. What do you see? So what do you see? So when we are putting this potassium permanganate crystals in the beaker, you will notice that here it is the potassium permanganate and these crystals are there. Okay, when we put inside it, we see that color we have to see, it is rotating in that direction. It rotates in that direction in both. Okay, so this is happen prevents. So why this happen? When we provide the heat to it, what happens? The water which comes in contact with the heat, okay, first comes in contact with the heat, it becomes hot, and as you know that hot water's density is less than the cold water density. So this water moves upside. Okay, and the cold water comes downside, and that direction is shown by the color of the potassium permanganate crystal. Okay, how does the transfer of heat takes place through the liquid? A beaker, potassium so here first of all you will see the stream of water going upward and coming back to the bottom. And due to the potassium permanganate, we are understanding that direction, it is moving up and down. This magenta colored stream can be identified easily. That color is there, that's why we can identify water is moving up and coming down. This magenta colored stream can be identified easily when heating begins. When we are heating started, the water near the bottom, it becomes warm. So here it is the water which get hot at first. This water, it becomes hot. Just I told you before, when it becomes hot, its density decreases. Okay, its density decreases. When its density decreases, what happens? As you know that the density is less, then water whose density is less, that substances floats on the surface of the other substances of the other liquid. So due to this less density, this hot water moves upside. Okay, and it moves upside, then cold water, what happens? It coming down. This thing happens here. So here what is given to us, that is, due to the potassium permanganate, this magenta colored stream can be identified easily. When heatings begin, the water near the bottom becomes warm. The water becomes warm and its density decreases. As a result, it moves upside, just now I told you, and it replaces the cold water coming from above. In this manner heat is transferred by means of current, and this is called as a convection current, and this process is called as a convection of heat. This process is called as a convection of heat. As I told you, this is the definition of convection of heat. So what we have to write? When heating begins, the water near the bottom becomes warm. The water near the bottom becomes warm and its density decreases, and as a result it moves upward and replaced by the cold water coming from above. And this type of a transfer of heat is called as a convection current, and this process is called as a convection of a heat. Okay, so you have to learn the conduction and convection of a heat. And one thing is that if solid substances are there, the transfer of heat is called as a convection, conduction, and in liquid substance inside, convection of heat takes place. Okay, so convection can occur in liquid and gaseous substances. In gaseous also convection takes place, and convection need the medium. For conduction also solid medium is necessary, but for convection we need the liquid, otherwise the gaseous medium. Gases also same. The water, when the air on the surface of the near the surface of the earth becomes warm, then it moves upside, and the cool air comes down, cold air comes downside. Okay, and this is called as a convection. Now here is one activity given. We will see the activity. Apparatus: a test tube, piece of ice, water gauze, burner and candle. Take some water in a test tube. Here it is, water is taken in the test tube. Wrap the piece of ice in a wire gauze, and here it is the piece of ice is kept it here. Okay, here we have to keep the piece of ice. Next, what we have to do here? Now take a water in a test tube, wrap a piece of ice in a wire gauze and drop it into the test tube, and we have to put it downside. We wrap it inside the wire gauze, that's why it was settled. Otherwise the water, as you know that the ice is light, density is less than that of the water, it floats on the surface of the water. Okay, but we wrap it under the wire gauze, that's why it goes down. Next, what we have to do here? Now it will sink to the bottom. Now using the test tube holder, hold the test tube. So here it is a test tube holder. We have to hold this test tube slant as shown in the figure. Hit the upper part of the test tube. Now we have to give heat at this place only. Okay, then what happens? Not here downside. We are not providing heat here downside. We are providing heat to the upper part of the test tube as shown in the figure. Heat the upper part of test tube. Stop heating when the water start boiling. Now this water is start boiling. Now observe the piece of ice at the bottom. Here it is the piece of ice. Then you will notice that piece of ice we have to observe. So what do you observe? Heat does not reaches. As we know that when we provide heat to the ice, it starts melting. Okay, now we are given to heat to the test tube's upper part. We provide heat here. This water is start boiling, but this ice which is at the bottom of the test tube, it remains as it is. It remains as it is. Why it remains as it is? The reason behind it is that observe the piece of ice at the bottom. The heat does not reach the bottom. The heat does not reach from here to here. We are providing heat here, but when we provide heat here, the heat, all the water gets hot. But when we provide heat here upper part, the heat does not comes down. Okay, why does this happen? The density of water decreases. So why this happen, we will see. When we provide heat here, what I told you, when the water was colder and ice was here. Okay, so when we provide heat to it, the water from this area, it becomes hot. Hot water's density is more, density decreases. Okay, so it lighter, that hot water is lighter than the cold water, so that water remains at this place only. At this place only, it does not come downside, means heat does not get transformed from this upper part to the lower part. So this is happening and the heat is not get transferred here, and that's why the ice remains as it is. But instead of this, if we provide heat here, if we are not providing heat from here, we provide heat from this place of this place, then you will notice that all the water from the test tube get what? Increases. Temperature of all the water from the test tube is increases. But when you provide heat to the upper part only, the downside the water temperature remains the same. Okay, now we will see what is given here. Observe the piece of ice at the bottom. Heat does not reach the bottom. Even though upper part is heated, means upper part heated, not only heated, the water starts boiling. So that means we gave the 100 degrees Celsius temperature to this part of the test tube, but this part ice is not melting. The reason behind it is that due to the property of the convection of the heat, or otherwise the hot water's density decreases, it remains at the upper part, and due to this what happens, the heat is not transferred from upper to the lower part. But instead of this, if we provide heat downside, then what happens, the water from this area becomes cool, becomes hot, it becomes lighter, its density decreases, it moves upside, and the cold water comes downside, the above activity that we have seen here. That is the difference. We provide the heat here at the bottom, and in this test tube inside we are providing heat at the top of the test tube. Here it is at the top of the test tube. Okay, so this is the difference. Now stop heating when water starts boiling. Observe the piece of ice. Observe the piece of ice at the bottom. The heat does not reach the bottom. Okay, now how does this happen? The density of water decreases due to heating. The density of water decreases due to heating, and therefore it cannot sink into the process of convection, does not occur. Means here the convection is not takes place in the second activity. Understand? And this is happening because of this, that is the convection not takes place. Liquid needs convection. Okay, convection does not takes place because the water from the upper layer becomes hot, its density decreases, it remains at that position only. So today we seen the two transfer of heat, two methods of transfer of heat. First method is the conduction. It takes place only in the solid. Conduction takes place only in the solid. And second, we seen the convection, which takes place in the liquid or otherwise gaseous substances, liquids and the gaseous substances. Okay, so today we will stop here only, and the next part, that is the radiation. Next part is the radiation. We will see in our next lecture. So all of you learn the definitions, understand the concept, read the lesson. So today we will stop here only. Okay, thank you and have a good day.